Hello YouTube, Zippo enthusiast down under here. Today we're going to be looking at 5 different Zippos, particularly looking at the hinges on all of them. I'll explain some differences, some similarities, and I'm just going to let you know that I will be doing an extensive review and testing on sort of the life of all the hinges. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that all of these Zippos here have got a lifetime warranty on their functionality and operation. So regardless of which way you go, if you ever have any issues with it, you can send it back to Zippo, wherever you get it from, and they will send it back and get it repaired free of charge. So we'll start off with the armor case and just the regular case. You can see this has got no special markings on the bottom. This one I have been using for about 2 weeks, even though it does look a little bit older than that. That's just a characteristic of the brass. This one here is relatively brand new. You can see it's got the armor stamp logo down there and come out of the armor case. If you don't know much about these, basically the armor case is about 1.5 times as thick as a standard Zippo. My expectation is that this hinge, being very much the same thing, but having that extra weight of being 1.5 times thicker, I do expect it will wear out a little bit quicker. Now you can even see down on the inside, these are the same hinge. The material of the hinge doesn't seem to be any thicker than the standard Zippo, so I wouldn't say that they've added any extra strength to the hinge itself, just to the bottom part of the case and the lid. So, same hinge. It does look like it's a little bit thicker. However, I think that's just that this one has worn down a little bit since I've been using it for 2 weeks. It's just the shine on this makes it appear a little bit bigger. So that's the armor versus the standard. I'll move over next to the 37 replica or vintage look, depending on what you call it. Both those names do refer to this same lighter. And once again, it's the same hinge, the same 5 barrels. You can also see with this one it appears to be bigger too because of the shine on it. But they are the same. They both sort of open up to that angle there. And you can see down on the inside, very much the same. So no real difference between the hinges of a standard or the vintage look. I would expect that this one lasts exactly the same as this one here does. Here we've got a 41 replica. And the big difference between these is that this one has got a 4-barrel hinge. Each one of the little barrels on the hinge are quite a bit beefier than even the bigger ones on the 5 barrels. That leads me to believe that this will be a stronger hinge than this one, just because each barrel has got a bit more material there and a bit more strength in that sense. Once again, same sort of thickness of the barrels. However, the difference here is how they open. This one will lie flush down with the spine of the lower part of the case, whereas this one, same as the armor and same as the vintage look, leave a little bit of a gap there. It is relatively, so I'll hold it up on an angle that matches. Relatively the same on the inside. The material doesn't seem to be any thicker, just the width of the barrels. Still is an inside spot welded hinge, just like these other 2 down here. And I'll keep that one out actually. And here we've got the 35 replica. And it's actually got an outside hinge, which means that the hinge is not on the inside. You can see that that's on the outside. It's still spot welded. You can see that this only has 3 barrels, And even those are quite a bit beefier than what's on the 4-barrel 41 Replica hinge. That leads me also to believe that this would be even stronger than this. However, I have heard that this outside hinge can break away from the case or the lid. So I will be doing tests on these guys. I will let you know how they go, what my opinions are on the longevity of each different design. And we'll have a look down on the inside. You can see that there's nothing that folds over the inside of the case where the hinge is mounted like this one does. So it's all on the outside, with the exception of this different piece on the inside that's part of the same spot weld that's there for the cam, which holds the lid open and close on the spring. I would believe that if this was going to break away, it would be on the top part, because that spot weld has had to go through the outside hinge, the lid of the case, and also through the bit of the where the cam sits in that holds it open and shut. You know, that pin sits in there. So it's got 3 pieces of material that it's had to go through to weld on. I will let you guys know. I will be testing these out. At the moment, I'm probably going to keep going with this. I've been using this for 2 weeks. I'll probably get to 4 weeks. At the end of the fourth week, I will sort of set it aside. I'll move on to one of the others here. If anyone does have a request, something you want to see first, let me know down in the comment section, and I'll try and keep you guys happy. So let me know. Whatever I get in the comments, if I get 1 comment, I'll stick to that. If I get a few comments, I'll stick to whatever's got the most sort of votes, I guess. And I'll be looking forward to moving on to the next one, letting you guys know how this has held up after 4 weeks. Pretty eager to see the results myself, to be honest. So if you guys found this informative, if you're interested in seeing how this tracks out, let me know down in the comments. Leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to follow the next videos coming out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.